Good morning. So today is the 12/12 portal. So I wanted to do a quick energy read and see what energies we will be dealing with. I'm going to start with the wisdom of the oracle, get the overarching energy, and we have the fates, card number 17. And I just love these cards. The artwork is amazing. So we're going to set this one here. Number 17, the fates. See what the guidebook has to say. Fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change and knowing what those things are. The Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life that you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained, I'm sorry, may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. And I find that to be very true, that as we go through this life, many times there are things that happen that we don't understand, and especially in the moment. And yet, as we continue on our journey, we see how those things start to play together and how the things that initially we would have viewed as negative become a very positive driving force for the best things in our life. So sometimes, even though we don't understand, there's a blessing hidden in the events that are occurring. All right, so I'm going to use the Guardian of the Night Tarot. Let's get a few cards for this 12/12 portal. What have we got for the 12/12 portal spirit? 12/12 portal. What energies are we working with for this 12/12 portal? Now, I usually take jumpers, but today it looks like we're getting sliders. A lot of sliders. All right, so we'll take these. That one came out first. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Cups. Very nice energy there. We have the Two of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. All right. And if you're not familiar with the 12/12 portal, it's the repeating energy of the 12/12 and how energetically that creates an energetic, I'm saying energetic a lot, how that creates a special portal or opportunity in our lives. And each month has that significant portal, 1/1, 2/2, 3/3, where that dual repeating number creates a stronger energy around it. So we start with the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is typically that feeling of juggling, of indecision, of trying to keep all the plates in the air. And we've had a lot of just messages around transition and uncertainty in the daily coaching tips, and just this whole idea of being in transition and being between worlds. And that's how it can feel with the Two of Pentacles, just not really knowing where to focus your energy. Where is my best place to invest my resources at this time? What direction am I supposed to be going? And that just up in the air where you're going from one thing to the next, and there's this in-between space that's just confusing. And then we have the King of Wands. And what I like about the King of Wands on the card, it's got a lion with, sorry, Zoe is being helpful again today. With the King of Wands, it shows a lion, and then on his head he has a raven. And the lion is courage, strength, and when you think about the lion, nothing hunts the lion in the animal kingdom. The lion is the king of the jungle. So you have this strength and this courage. And with the King of Wands, it's about being self-made, creating something of your own. And it wasn't that it was given to you or it was inherited. It's something that you created for yourself, and there's stability and abundance in that thing that you're creating. And on his head is the raven. And to me, that's almost like a message or a messenger from spirit that's giving you guidance as you go through this in between time, as you're creating this new world for yourself. And with the transition, a lot of what has been coming up is career transition and going from perhaps doing something that you were doing just as a means to pay the bills or, you know, just to make ends meet while you had this passionate thing over here, a passion project that you've been working on or wanting to start, and the guidance is to start that because it's going to be successful. The King of Wands is very successful and again self-made. So whatever this passion project or this side thing or this new interest, this new career path that you've had in your mind, you know, and put it where it fits for you, because if it's, I'm really feeling career, but it could apply to another area of your life. It's a collective reading. So um, but it's definitely destined for success. King of Wands is also like generational wealth. It's something that lasts. It's long term. It's not a fleeting thing. And we have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is like, I get the feeling of a lot of times the Seven of Swords is viewed as dishonesty, uh, not, you know, lying, cheating, stealing, and it's followed by the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like there's been a situation in your life, and when we talked about it initially, the fates being the overarching energy of this reading, there's been a situation in your life where there's been dishonesty, there's been uh, betrayal, and it left you feeling isolated, alone, uncared for, abandoned. And on the Five of Pentacles, there's an owl. And the owl, to me, signifies wisdom. So I feel that the message from these two cards is that that portion of your life that you had to go through was to gain the wisdom that's going to take you to this new creation, this new abundance. Yeah, we've talked about how a lot of times if we're on a certain trajectory and we see ourselves going to a specific destination and we get detoured in the process, in that process, we're gaining the skills and the knowledge and the wisdom that we're going to need to take forward to our true destination. Or just because to get to where we wanted to go, that place that we desired, we had to take the detour so that when we got there, we would have everything that we needed to make that successful with the King of Wands. So the success is actually built on the foundation of the wisdom that you gained through these at the time heartbreaking situations, times of stress, of emotional turmoil. All of that was necessary because next we have the Eight of Wands, which is that rapid communication, rapid forward movement. It's accelerated growth, accelerated, it's, I just feel this like really rushing forward movement. So although in the moment, those situations that seem so painful and so hard to deal with, like you're not going to make it through, and Spirit's saying that that was all necessary. It wasn't wasted, and it wasn't meant to harm you. It was meant to grow you so that you could move into this place of abundance, of prosperity, that it was building the foundation. going forward for what was going to be your greatest life, like the expression of your highest self and your greatest contribution to the collective. Because on the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups it has numerous meanings. The one that I'm feeling for this, though, because again, at the top, we have the Lion. And ironically, today, Leo is very strong in the astrology. And it's about being the star in your own life and not living as a supporting role to someone else, but coming forth in your own strength, in your own expression, in your own spotlight. You're the star of your show, not the supporting actor in someone else's. And Spirit is telling you to bring that forth now. Come forth and express, because you've learned all of these things through all of these experiences in life, and now it's time to bring it forward. In the Two of Cups, there's a shift in the energy overall collectively, where the divine feminine is being brought to the forefront again after centuries of being pushed down. And my feel for this Two of Cups is that you're coming into union with your higher self. You're balancing your masculine and feminine energies, and really, to be this King of Wands, we need hard skills and soft skills. We need to have both the masculine and the feminine energy to be able to navigate in a professional environment, because your feminine energy is what helps you build the relationships and the networking and be supportive of those around you and really motivate people to your cause. You need the masculine energy to be able to handle the more aggressive, I'm feeling it, but I'm not getting the words for it. I'm feeling like the dog eat dog side of business. And it's just because you balance these energies, you can manage that dog eat dog environment without actually being this horrific, domineering tyrant. With the feminine energy, it's balanced and it comes across in a way that is confident without being arrogant, bold without being overbearing. So I hope that helps clarify it a little better. It's interesting sometimes you have the energy and then trying to put it into words, it just kind of like, So I'm going to use the Radiant Tarot and get just a few clarifiers on this. What's the rest of the story here, Spirit? What's the rest of the story? What happens after we get this momentum going forward with our balanced energy heading towards the King of Wands? What is your guidance for the 12-12 portal, Spirit? Guidance for the 12-12 portal. A couple more cards. Woo! Okay. Or 4 more cards. We have the Five of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. And the Five of Cups, again, is that looking back at the 3 cups that have spilled, and that would be this like Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords that we were talking about earlier, those traumatic experiences that you've gone through in your lifetime, and how it's created 2 cups. On this card, actually, there are 3 cups that are full and 2 cups that are spilled. So there's an abundance waiting for you if you stop focusing on the 2 cups that have spilled and realize that 3 cups are waiting that have your future. And it's letting go of the things of the past that no longer serve us, that we've gained the wisdom from. And now it's time to release any attachment we have to that as far as the negative aspects of feeling shame or embarrassment or hurt over those circumstances, because again, we can't change it now, it's in the past. What we can do, though, is accept that that was part of our journey. And although we may not understand it, what the guidance is telling us at this time is that those things were necessary to move us into the best possible place in our life. Because then we have the Knight of Swords. So there's clarity, an opportunity coming in that will provide clarity so that you know moving forward into your Ten of Cups, which is complete fulfillment, and the Ace of Pentacles, which is that new abundant opportunity, not to Eight of Swords, mental entrapment, that feeling of not being able to move forward. There's nothing holding you back, because then we have the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. You have Ten of Cups and the Sun. Everything is going to be beyond what you could have imagined. And again, we get into this place of the old belief systems, the old thought patterns, this Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, things of the past that can block us and hold us back from moving forward to our blessings, because we haven't released those. We haven't worked through those. We haven't reprogrammed the way that we see things, changed our perspective, not only of the things around us, but of ourselves and what we're actually capable of when we have come to the other side of the struggles of the past. Because oftentimes we get caught up in who we were when we went through those situations, and that's not who we are now, because those challenges, those detours, those things that have happened have grown us into something so much more than what we were. So I'm going to grab a couple of abundance, angels of abundance, because this is very much coming across as financial, career, whatever that means to you, whether you're an entrepreneur, even if you're retired. There could be, just somewhere, some place that you see an opportunity to become so much more than what you had imagined. And sometimes our greatest achievement is in the children we raise, the impact we have on the people around us. It doesn't always involve a paycheck. All right. One more, please. One more, please. One more abundance card. What's interesting is the first one is sever vows of poverty. And we're talking about releasing the things of the past. And that's more involving like past life energy. And then we have partnership. So sever vows of poverty. Dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you have made, consciously or unconsciously, in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. What's interesting about vows of poverty is that sometimes we don't even realize that we hold ourselves back because we feel that it's unfair, that we have more than someone else. If we look around us and see other people suffering and we're doing well, there can be guilt involved in that. And the thing is, we all should be doing everything that we can to be prosperous. Because when you're a light being, when you're a light worker, an earth angel, when you've come to help the collective, the more prosperous you become, the more you help the collective, the more you help the people around you, the more resources you have available to help those in need, to help bring them up. And even being in a place of stability yourself helps you maintain your energetic vibration at a high level that impacts those around you. And so when it comes to prosperity, a lot of very spiritual people can have a hard time with the concept of money. Money is an energy. It's not good nor bad, but money is something that allows you to do more. It's an excellent tool in helping other people. So releasing vows of poverty, and then partnership. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. And working with others, teamwork, collective, again, has been a very strong energy in the astrology. So if you've always been that kind of person who felt like you had to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and do it yourself, and that's been something that's been celebrated in our society. However, it's so much easier with a team when you have people, like-minded people around you that are all striving towards the same goal. Even energetically, that creates momentum. So we're going to get a Heal Yourself Tarot, Heal Yourself reading card, self-love. And this has been, again, repeated about self-love and the importance of putting yourself first and having boundaries. Some of the biggest obstacles to self-love are self-criticism and perfectionism, which lead to harsh judgment of the self, closing down, and eventually illness. Have you been trying to compete with others, get approval from people in your family, or simply pushing yourself too hard? If so, you need to soften and start listening to your body. Focus on keeping your heart open and practice acknowledging and recognizing the good in yourself and others. This card beckons you to breathe love in and out every moment of the day. Ask yourself, what changes do I need to make to my daily routine so that love can pulsate through every breath, action, and relationship I engage in? Choose to open your heart through softness, deep breathing, relaxation, movement, finding beauty in nature, in your home, in your pain, in your love, in your sadness, in prayer, etc. Keep your heart open, even though it makes you feel vulnerable and exposed. And we had the energy of the fates and not being able to control things and not understanding why certain things happen to you. And it's easy in trying to protect ourselves from hurt to close ourselves off to anything that makes us feel vulnerable. And when we do that, we also close ourselves off to the beauty of the things that require vulnerability, taking risks, trying new things, dating, being open to relationships, to partnerships, to working with others, to having your cat sit directly in front of you in the camera. Hi, Zoe. So it's also important, we were talking about, releasing vows of poverty and how sometimes there can be guilt associated with great success. Or you can have fear of success. There are so many ways it can play out, and it's all about vulnerability. And the other part of that being, if you don't take care of yourself and make time for yourself and prioritize the things that are important to you, then accomplishing the things that you need with those two of pentacles when you're juggling and trying to figure out where to put your energy, make yourself a priority. Make your dreams a priority. Sometimes you have to close off to the things that other people need from you temporarily while you grow yourself, because again, you can't give from an empty cup. So it's very healthy at times to set those boundaries of, I'm not available right now. My priorities don't allow for me to do that right now. Clearly, Zoe's priorities have nothing to do with me finishing this reading. I'm going to get a Rebel deck card real quick here because I love the Rebel deck. It's a very fun deck. If I can get Zoe to scoot just a little bit there. And as a disclaimer, the Rebel deck does have profanity, so I always like to give that disclaimer before I get a card. But oh, that was quick. What did we get? Okay. You are the best thing to ever happen to you. Go easy on your ass. Buy your own damn drink. It's interesting that that comes out because it's talking about, being bold and going out into the world and creating this King of Wands, this creation of your own that's going to bring you prosperity and generational wealth. And so I think that this is really just more about you've got it in you. Buy your own damn drink. Invest in yourself. Don't be looking for someone else to put you out there. If you're working for an employer or you've been doing something that just really isn't using your talents, or if your employer doesn't see the potential that you have, don't rely on them to put you out there. Do it yourself. Invest in you. Take some time to really find your passion and pursue it and see where it takes you. You don't have to have a destination in mind from the beginning, because when you get on the right path, it flows. Stay present. Be aware of the signs, because I feel like with this 12-12 portal energy, something big is coming, and we just have to stay open. We have to stay present. We have to stay connected to that higher self, higher source. Follow the signs. Follow your intuition. Clearly, something beautiful awaits you. I hope this helps. I will talk to you soon. Love and light.